you want to learn some actual creative strategies for how to save money on college? Then stick around, because today I am sharing my insider scoops on how to do just that. One way to save money on the cost of education is simply to have one major and no minor. The idea behind this is to basically graduate quicker, because the costs of a college education have gone up at twice the rate of inflation over like a 20-30 year period. So 6% a year. It's outpacing what people are making, hence why so many parents are struggling to pay for those costs. So graduating quicker, having one major makes that easier. It also means you get into the workforce faster and are earning a salary. So that's one way to save on the costs of education. Another way to save on the costs of education is to do things like summer classes and study abroad options. Now for summer classes, some schools charge a little bit more, some schools charge less. You have to find out what your policy is at your school for summer tuition. But you don't have to go to your school to get credits. There's lots of universities, especially nowadays, there's a lot of online schools. So like, for example, Trine University has online programs where they are very proud of their tuition discounts. It's very affordable to get credits there, and then you can transfer them. You do want to double check credits will transfer to certain schools, but usually things like your English 101, like those basic classes, the first couple of years of school, they can be usually taken at any school in any state and generally transfer pretty well. Again, double check with your academic office and make sure those will transfer, but usually it's not a problem. So that's one option. A lot of students will even go to their local community college in the summer. Maybe they're at a big four-year university, but in the summer they will take community college classes and get some of those classes out of the way. So that's one option, is summer classes. The other option for study abroad, again, your school, you want to be careful with this and ask them, because sometimes study abroad can be more expensive, but sometimes it's a lot cheaper, because if you're studying abroad somewhere, the cost of living might be a lot lower. So, because usually study abroad, you're exchanging a program with another university in a different country. That university might have cheaper tuition. So you want to check out the study abroad office or wherever that is at your school and see if this is an option for you to do a semester. It can be a whole year. It can be just the summer. If you're at a school with a J term, which means in January you take one class, you might be able to study abroad for a J term. And this is a way you can get different credits, study abroad, and it can be cheaper. The college level examination program, I know it's a mouthful, it's called a CLEP exam, C-L-E-P. That is a great way to save money on college. Right now they offer 34 exams and they're usually around $100, but these are basically exams that you can study for and get credit for classes. So for example, you can take the American government exam or your psychology, sociology, macroeconomics, microeconomics, right? A bunch of these are basic classes and you study for them. You take the test, you pass the test, you get credit for it. You do want to double check that your college will accept that credit, but most colleges do. And again, they're about $100 and you might have to spring for the prep book. Again, go on Amazon, they're not very expensive, but you get college level credit for a very cheap cost and you didn't even have to sit in on the classes. So look into CLEP exams if this is something that might be useful for you. Alternative programs also can save you money. So this could be a lot of different things, but things like, for example, like Code Academy or 42 if you want to go into computer science. There's a lot of free schools or very, very cheap schools where you can get a lot of these skills and don't even need to go to a four-year university. There are also things people don't know, like, for example, you can get your nursing prerequisites out of the way and paid for by a lot of assisted living facilities. So a lot of times these places, they will pay not only your nursing prereqs, but you also, they'll pay for your CNA license, and then you can work. Usually they require 20 hours a week, but they pay for your CNA license, you work the 20 hours a week, you're making a paycheck, you're getting the experience, And then you can go get your nursing prereqs done, and they pay for those while you're working. So that's a great thing. You also have schools like University of the People, which are online. It is accredited, and you take classes, and all you have to pay for is a small testing fee at the end of a course, but it's very affordable, and you can get entire undergraduate degrees, and they even have master's degree programs where you can get all these degrees for usually a whole degree is like $5,000–$6,000. And again, that's just paying individual testing fees at the end of a course, so it's spread out. But there's lots of different great options for different alternative programs. So depending on what you're interested in, I would do some research on that, because there might be ways where you can get college credits or all these different things for either free or very, very low cost. You just need to do a little bit of research around those. Double dipping is another great way to pay for school. I have students that if you're gonna work anyway, like you're gonna work part-time and go to school, you might as well get free scholarship money. So a lot of employers will offer scholarship benefits to employees that are working part-time for them. So you have to look in your area. So this could be national, right? So there's some ones that are top of mind, but there's many, so you'll want to do some research. But like UPS offers this, Verizon, T-Mobile, a lot of employers will offer benefits. I know some moving companies also offer this, but basically it's like if you work X many hours a week for us while you're in school, we will give you this scholarship in addition to your regular wages, which is great. Also, because scholarship money is tax-free, so you don't have to work those hours and pay the taxes on them. Instead, because it's a scholarship, you get this added benefit. There's also local employers, so you have to look in your area what employers offer this. But for example, in the Seattle area, we have Dick's. I have many students who've worked there over the years. Phenomenal. Okay, it's like our local fast food burger place. But if you work for them, you can get a $5,000 scholarship, and don't quote me on this, but I want to say it's like 20 hours a week, like a normal college student would work anyway. You get a $5,000 scholarship. Again, because that's free money, they just write a check to your school, and that will be applied to usually your tuition or housing or something. But that's free money. Like, how many hours would you have to work to get $5,000 after paying taxes? That's a lot. So that's a great benefit there. And there's lots of different employers like this, and you should ask your employer if they offer this. If not, do some research on different employers in your area that may offer this. But again, you're gonna work anyway. You might as well get the free scholarship money for it and the wages at the same time. Today, I covered more non-traditional or creative options for paying for school, or at least making it a little bit more affordable. However, I did not talk about financial aid because that's a whole other video and a whole other world. But if you want to learn more about your financial aid options in particular, I am giving away my Financial Aid 101. This is where I go into what financial aid is, what it is not, and the 4 different types of financial aid that are available to you. If this is something that you're interested in learning more about, you can get the link in the description.